Hey guys, welcome back to Bow Hunters United. Today, Benjamin and I are in the kitchen and we're processing a deer that I recently shot with my bow down in Arkansas on some public land. But I wanted to just give you all a few redneck average guy tips for processing a deer. I am not a professional meat processor by any means, but I'm sure a lot of you aren't either. However, I do process a lot of my own deer. I go through probably 4 or 5 deer a year here at the house, and I'll show you my freezer here in just a second. But what I got right here is I think this is a 500 watt meat grinder, and it's from the company Meat Your Maker. And I've been using this one for the last couple years. I actually processed an entire elk with this thing. I've got a meat grinder, and I have a vacuum sealer, and between those two things, I can process my entire deer. I'll walk you through some of the basics here quick. This is the doe that I got in Arkansas. I know this looks a little redneck because it is. I've got just freezer bags in here. What we did when we were in Arkansas is we hung that doe up overnight. It was like 40 degrees. It let her cool out real nice after we field dressed her, of course. And then the next day I pulled the back straps out, I pulled the inside tenderloins out, and then I took the rest of the meat off of the deer, deboned all the meat, and I put it in these Ziploc bags. The reason I did that is so that I could get the deer home. I had to put it in the cooler, get it home, and then I froze it in these bags because I didn't have time to process it that weekend. But now I've thawed all these bags out of deboned meat, and I'm going to run it through the grinder. There's even a few roasts in there that I'm also going to cut up, and I'm probably going to vacuum seal those as well. But I eat a lot of ground meat. I use it on spaghetti, we use it for tacos, we use it for soups, all kinds of other different types of recipes. I'm going to grind up most of this dough right here. This process can be kind of intimidating if you're doing it the first time, so just continue to practice. You'll get better and better at it. Like I said, I don't have a lot of tools to do this, but one thing that you have to keep in mind is the temperature whenever you harvest an animal. On this particular hunt, where we harvested this doe in Arkansas, it was a high of like 45 degrees. The low got down to like 37 that night. So I shot her, made a good shot. She fell over dead 40 yards away. We field dressed her that night, and then we hung her overnight. And then the following morning, she had a good crust on the outside of the meat. That's what we do often with elk as well. If we harvest an elk out west, we'll hang it up in a game bag overnight, and then we'll debone the meat the following day, pack it in the cooler, and get it home. The main thing for us is just getting the meat cooled out, then getting it home and freezing it if we don't have time to process it. But now I'll take you over to the freezer and I'll show you some of the cuts that I've gotten there. A lot of this stuff has been processed before. The first thing that I'll show you is these deer sticks. I did not do this. I use a meat processor right down the road from our house here. They process these deer sticks, but the nice thing with them is that I can take them deboned deer meat, like my bags over there in the sink right now, and they can make deer sticks or deer sausage out of it if I want. And I do that often. I'll take them, half of a deer that I've already deboned, and they'll work it up into sticks. Now I've also got some other cuts in here that I vacuum sealed. My writing is awful, but that's a piece of a backstrap. That's from a deer that we harvested earlier this fall. There's more backstrap. That's actually sliced backstrap there. More backstrap right there, more tenderloin of some kind. More backstrap. Man, I got lots of good stuff in here. And then this is the ground meat that I'm getting ready to work up over there. This is how it turns out. I just have these little ground meat bags. They hold about a pound of meat or so. And I put them in here and then tape them shut, throw them in the freezer, and we're good to go. I've got some roasts and things like that in there as well. But as y'all can tell, I don't go overboard. If I do decide to go overboard and I want some sticks or sausages made, I take some of the deboned meat or even a whole deer occasionally to the processor down the road. But probably 80% of the deer we harvest, we process right through this kitchen. Pretty simple. You can definitely do it yourself. I know it's intimidating at first, but the most important thing is to get your deer cooled to refrigerator temperature as quickly as possible. Make a good clean kill on your deer, good clean shot, recover it quickly, field dress it, and then get that meat cooled to refrigerator temperature. That's going to have a huge impact on the taste of your meat, the quality of your meat. It's going to keep it from spoiling, all those things. But I hope a few of those tips helps you all out. Deer meat's great. Like I said, we go through lots of it every single year. It's probably one of my favorite things to eat. So I'm going to get to work on this dough right here. Good luck in the field.